Hi friends, it's Tiana Williston with our Blooming Catholic Life. I'm out of the sick bed, I think, at least for a little while. My cough isn't quite so bad, so I thought I'd jump on and try and give you a fun craft video. This is part of the Prym Ergonomic knitting needle set. I'll show you the box. It's pretty big. What does it say it has on here? It lets you know it has ergonomic design. It has hook tips, clickables, and triangular shape. Like, no joke, I'll show you in just a second. They are made in Germany for Prym Consumer USA, which is located in Spartanburg, South Carolina. They are single point knitting needles, high performance synthetic material. Says the hook tips easily pick up and smoothly guide yarn. The click edges hold the needles together to secure the knitting, and the triangular shape allows the stitches to slide freely along the needle. And there's a recycling symbol, but we don't know if it's telling us to recycle the box, the needles, or that they were all from recycled materials. We don't know, but you get this nice giant box. It's a giant box because I had size 13 US, which is 9mm, and they are 14 inches long. There are two of them, of course. Knitting needles come as a set. And I've been working while I was sick. Oh, that's the wrong side. I'll show you the right side here of the knitting. And you can see, indeed, these needles are hooked together. It always takes me just a second to get them off. A little bit of a twist. Ta-da! And they've come apart. And you can now see there's a groove in the ends that they fit in. And is this the right side? Here's the right side of my knitting, and I'll show you it is indeed a triangular shape. You can see the shape of it, and you can also see these great ends. This is what I've loved in the smaller ones. I have some of the circular needles in this set, and now I have this great pair. Why I wanted a 13-inch and a size 13, 14 inches long, is that's a great width for doing hospice blankets. Hospice likes lightweight blankets that they lay across the foot of the bed. So it would either be a lap robe for a person in a wheelchair, or they lay across the foot of the bed for the person in hospice. And they need to generally be fairly lightweight. And why is because people in hospice often can't handle a heavy weight on them. So it's more for look and to brighten up and cheer their day. And the patriotic colors are always welcomed in. And so this is actually a really great hook size. It's probably going to be a little bit bigger. You can see the stitches are definitely jammed up here. Let me lock these guys back in. I'll show you here. Oh, I'll have to come back. So you have to kind of line them up. When one's lined up, oh no, the other one's not. And then you can turn it and get it. Okay. I have it right here at the edges where they're even with each other. And then I'm going to slide them in. And now you can see it's hooked. It's great because it's holding my work. You don't need the stoppers at the end. These actually hook together fairly securely. I've been astounded. I've not known of this feature before. And yeah, they don't come off the easiest. The easiest way probably is the same, to push them back into space. So line them up, push them out so they're not lined up anymore, right? That's going to hold them the best. There's a sweet spot in there. You can see there's a little area here at the end where it's not triangular and then it's the full shape. Again, and that's where it really hooks together nice and tight. So I'll show you the stitch really quick. Come down to the bottom where it's more of a solid blue. You can see, oh, okay, this is going a lot. It can be stretched out a lot bigger. It's sort of like a feather and fan. It's just a little 4-row pattern. A little bit of lace work. It's a little bit flatter than the feather and fan, and that's actually why I went for it. It said it had a little bit less texture, but I still have that dynamic. Isn't the color working great? I'm using a solid blue loops and thread, and I went with that because it matched. I had tried to do something for my nephew years ago. I was doing like a sampler blanket, and I was so new. None of my blocks ended up the same, and I never ended up doing anything with it. It was in an old popcorn tin that I kept sitting by my chair, and every couple years I'd pull it out and be like, this is the year I'm going to figure it out. And I never did. And you can see there's just ends, things are tied together from when the squares were. But I really wanted to match it. It was such a great patriotic yarn, and I knew he wouldn't mind that I was using it for veterans in a hospice, and so that's where that yarn came from. But these are the needles. You want to see me do a little bit of work with them? Let's see if I can hold it up. It does always take me a hot second because I get so excited and I put them on so tightly. It can take me a second to take them off. Of course, you don't have to do that. You could always put a little cork on the end of some sort, and then just weave this in here to hold it while you're not working. I am switching every 2 rows between the colors. And let's see what I just did. I just done a pattern row. So I'm on a Purl. And I think I'm on the red, white, and blue yarn. So I need to pull that over. Pull that tight. Let's just see here if I can get in here. I do knit continental, so there's not a lot of movement for you to see. But here it is. Again, it's a little bit difficult to hold it up and do, but these tips are so great. Can you see me slipping it in there? They're just great. I love these little tips. They're honestly my favorite kind of tip, probably. You know, sometimes you've got the bamboo ones and you may need to sand them down and care for them every now and then. The metal tips, again, and I have a kind of a point. I can't explain why this little nubbin works so well, but it does. I know these are chunky needles in a big stitch, but even on the little ones, it just works so well. I really do love them. I'm just going to go ahead and get some more done because I am purling on the row after the pattern row. So again, it's just cast on in increments of 12, and then your whole first row is going to be purl. Your next row, next row is going to be knit, and then you're going to have a purl row again. So your pattern row is on the knit side, right? The pattern row is knit 2 together twice, and then you're going to yarn over, knit 1 4 times, and now we're going to knit 2 together 4 times, and then again, yarn over, knit 1 4 times, knit 2 together 4 times, and you're going to continue that across. So the 2 little knit 2 togethers on the end, you're going to repeat that at the other end. Everything else is in sets of 4. It's just the beginning and the end of the row are going to give you those 2 knit 2 togethers on the ends. And that's just to give you a little sturdy edge. Now it does kind of leave you with a little bit of a rolly edge. So I am going to come back and probably crochet some sort of edging on that as well. Not worried about that now. I've got plenty of both of these colors. I can come back and do that later. So after you do your pattern row, what do you do? Oh, it's just purl a row and then knit a row and then purl a row and then our pattern row again. And that's what gives us this great wave. I just think it is beautiful. It's a simple 4-row pattern. It's really, I guess you could mess it up, but it'd be awfully difficult if you're someone who's a little bit newer to knitting and you want to. You could mark off just get some stitch markers, which would just be little circles. They still work even on your triangular needles, and put them every 12 stitches would help you. Well, no, you'd want to go 4 in, right? Yeah, I don't know if I haven't tried the stitch markers, so I can't be 100% sure how well those would hold up. So we'd have to see, because remember we have our beginning and ending on there. So you'd have to see how that works. I haven't done it, but you certainly could. Again, it's in a multiple of 12. But because it doesn't begin on the pattern stitch, that's a little tricky. I don't know. So scratch the whole markers idea. But it would just be every 4th row, so you could check. And I know whenever I get to it, as long as it works out even, I'm good, and I haven't worried about it. Eeps. Okay, so that would be the only complication, is if you make a mistake, what do? You'd be able to drop down and fix it. It is a little tricky to do on feather and fan, and I'm making it sound super scary. And I will tell you, the first big knit project I did was feather and fan. It's not that hard a thing. And even if you botch one, even if you somehow botched one and you had to figure it back out, it's not going to be the worst thing ever. You could drop down, right? You could take your stitches out and you could drop down and you could fix it. But also, you're not going to, because it's acrylic, it's not lace weight, you may not notice the error right away. You do want your waves to line up nice, right? You can see somewhere along here, I actually did, I think, 4 rows of the blue instead of going back. So my pattern row in here was on the blue, dark blue, and then up here now it's on the variegated. And I'm okay with that. I may switch it back at some point. Thought that was just a little bit of interest for it when I did that. I was like, oh, that's kind of, I like the way that looks. And I went with it. Can't go too wrong with it. Again, these are the Prym triangular needles. I believe, what are they called officially? Prym Ergonomic single point knitting needles. And they run, I think, around $20 maybe, but I used coupons and I got them for about $5. I'm just letting you know there was a sale and a coupon, and yeah, I got them for $5. So not a bad deal at all. They may start at 10 because that seems like a lot even with that. Not bad at all. Yeah, there's no sticker on here to let you know. Totally worth the little bit of price for getting them. They're going to last forever. Okay, that was all. My voice held out, so maybe I'll try and do one of our Lenten videos next. God bless, friends.